This conference will now be recorded.
Peter and John. That's moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Paroff. Be it resolved that we do call this regular meeting of council to order on Wednesday, January 20th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, our next item is review and note any changes to the agenda. And there has been one change. Our presentation that was scheduled needed the deputation 7.1 needs to be rescheduled to February 17th. The presenter was unable to attend today. If I can get a mover and a seconder to accept the agenda as amended. Belinda, Peter. Moved by Belinda Kistemaker, second by Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that council does hereby approve the agenda as amended. All those in favor? And that's carried. Okay, item 4 is disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Declaration conflict of interest. Council, you can do that now or any time that one arises throughout the meeting. There being none, we'll move on. Item number 5, adoption of the minutes, 5.1. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Belinda and John. Moved by Belinda Kistemaker, second by John Paroff. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of Council held on Wednesday, December 9th, 2020, as distributed. Any comments on the minutes? Those in favor? And that is carried. And we have a second set of minutes from our special meeting. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter and Belinda. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby adopt the minutes of the special meeting of Council held on Monday, January 11th, 2021, as distributed. Any comment on the minutes? Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, item number 6, business arising from the minutes. There's none. 7, deputation presentations. So we don't have 7.1, but 7.2 we do, the tender award. I'll open the floor. Dwayne, would you like to speak to your report or add any comments?
I don't have anything to really add to it other than they were the most qualified that we read for sure.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll get a mover and a seconder, and then council, if you'd like to discuss any of the motion, we can. John and Peter. Moved by John Paroff, second by Peter Kistemaker. Whereas the Township of Hornepayne was a successful applicant to the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, Northern and Rural Stream for airport runway and terminal refurbishment, and subsequently issued a request for proposals, RFP, for consultant services for airfield rehabilitation design, project management, and contract administration for the Hornepayne Municipal Airport. And whereas the Township of Hornepayne received 6 proposal submissions as follows. All prices exclude HST. AVIA NG Incorporated from Southampton, Ontario in the amount of $211,635. Dillon Consulting Limited from Winnipeg, Manitoba in the amount of $216,031.40. Hatch Limited from Thunder Bay, Ontario in the amount of $247,360. HM Aero Incorporated from Ottawa, Ontario in the amount of $163,494. Stantec Consulting Limited from Thunder Bay, Ontario in the amount of $261,029. And Tulloch Engineering from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario in the amount of $369,500. And whereas members of the senior management team reviewed and compared the above proposals based on the criteria listed in the attached staff report and have identified the proposal from AVIA NG Incorporated as the consultant who best understands the scope of the project and who will provide the best value. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne, whereupon the recommendation of the Public Works Manager, does hereby accept the tender submission from AVIA NG Incorporated of Southampton, Ontario in the amount of $211,635, excluding HST, for airfield rehabilitation, design, project management, and contract administration for the Hornepayne Municipal Airport, and authorize the same to notify all proponents and to prepare a service agreement for signature in order that the project can proceed. Is there any discussion on the motion? I don't see any. We'll put that to the vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. It'll be exciting to get our airport underway. Thank you for your report, Dwayne, and all your work, everyone. Okay. So moving on, 8 to petitions, there's none, 9 disbursements, none. So we're on to 10 managers' reports. If I can get a mover and a seconder to open up the motion. Belinda. And Peter. That's moved by Belinda Kistemaker, second by Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby acknowledge receipt of the manager's reports provided at the regular meeting of Council held on Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. And the first one up is our CAO report. Gail, did you want to comment or anything before I open the floor to questions?
I just had a couple of things. We have a grant application due today for a summer experience program, which you'll see on the agenda. But I have to really thank Melissa and Stacy because they pulled that application together today. Bonnie had started it the other day, but was missing some key information that she didn't have. And they worked all day on that to get that in. And I was so thankful because I was working on Roma delegations. So thank you, ladies. I truly appreciate it. I know it was stressful, so thanks very much. And just a reminder, excuse me, to all of council and Melissa and Stacy, that the NSRBN regular meeting is tomorrow. They'll be talking about the marketing campaign for the project. And there's an opportunity for you to actually speak with the people that have been the boots on the ground in this project for the last 3 years. So if you can possibly make the meeting, it's 9:30 till 11. I sent out the link to you yesterday, and I just think it would be a good opportunity for you to be able to ask any more questions that you have. So with that, I can take some questions or comments.
Okay, thank you for that. I open the floor up to council for any questions for Gail or her report. Go ahead, Belinda, Councilor Kistemaker.
Just when we were talking about the airport, when it comes to that one grant that was coming up, are we ready? Like, are we kind of ready for it? Like, do we know what our figures are when it comes to expansion of the runway and all that stuff? Like, are we there? Yeah.
Yeah, that was all. That budget had to be set out in the application.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just a second here. It's all set out, including construction and engineering. I was just gonna see what we had allowed for engineering. You know what, I don't have that part with me, but yeah, it all has to be in the application when they go in, Belinda.
Okay.
And
Okay,
actually,
thank you.
that project is the best one I've ever seen for municipal portion. We only have to pay 6.67% out of 4.8 million. It comes to 323,000 or something like that. So that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Right on, thanks, Belinda. John Paris, Councillor Paris, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much for your very lengthy report, Gail, 4 pages. I do notice, do you have what's kind of concerning to me is the escalating cost of municipal claims. And you wrote quite a sentence about it here, but do you have any further update on what other communities are doing at this time?
Well, I do have some a little bit of research from other communities, but I don't know if you had a chance to read the documents that were attached, but the trend, the national trend and perhaps the global trend is more claims, more litigation, more class action suits. It's just the market right now. But as far as I know there's a couple examples in those documents of increases of 59% and 62%. I see here Terrace Bay 53%, Thunder Bay 45%. Some of them are lower, 21%, 25%, but that's still significant because a lot of them are larger municipalities. So of course they'd have a larger bill to begin with. So it just seems to be everywhere right now, and that's why AMO's been working up for the last couple of years to try and fight this. But I think we're going to have to get more vocal and ask for some real change because it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. A 62% increase it shows here. That's it's hard. It's a hard thing to swallow for a little town like this.
It is. And they're right. In one of those documents, it also says insurance companies are even refraining from covering municipalities anymore because it's becoming so hard to find good brokers. And some municipalities are having a hard time finding someone to represent them. And we did ask for a second quote, but they didn't bid. So we'll just have to look around again next year and hope the market clears up a bit and hope some legislation comes in.
Well, on that note, just to follow up with John's remarks, my note was, do we want to forward that to the mayor's group? We'll put that on the agenda for them, and then we can also forward it to NEOMA, and maybe those resolutions from those groups, we can forward them up through AMO and PHNOM and NOMA.
Sure.
And just try and get some traction on that, because I agree with John, like, if we're 62% this year, and then like this litigation isn't going to go away. They've been talking about it for years now.
Yeah.
Like we can't handle another increase like that and unplanned completely.
Yeah. I'm kind of sorry.
No, go ahead, John.
Another comment. I'm also very concerned that that's a huge increase in what that will do to our taxes, our tax bases. You know, just so everybody understands. This is a hard thing.
It is. It's very concerning. Melissa and I were both completely shocked when that came in. It's just, it's devastating.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Paroff. Was there any other further comments from council on Gail's report? I just had a couple of things, Gail. I noticed that I wanted to highlight and say thank you to Shannon's mentor. That's outstanding that we're going to have free mentorship service, and it seems like Debbie's going to be amazing for Shannon.
She is.
So that's
fantastic. Great. Shannon had her first meeting with her. Geez, Shannon, I've lost track of time. I don't know if that was today or yesterday, but from what she tells me, it went really well. So
Well, that's awesome. I was glad to read that. And that was the only thing I had, Gail. Okay, we'll continue on then. Thank you, Gail. And we have did we want to, I'm showing the resolution right after your report, Gail, on my agenda. Did you want to pass that resolution now, or?
You can.
Or do we want to wait till all
I
the
can't remember
reports?
if you carried, yeah, I can't remember if you carried you didn't carry the other one yet, eh? The manager
No,
reports yet?
we haven't.
Okay.
No.
You might as well just continue with that and then do the insurance.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for that direction. Okay, so we're continuing on then. We have the public manager's report next. And Dwayne, did you want to speak or say anything to your report before I open up to questions?
Sure, I'd like to add a couple things. We just completed 2 digs internally, fully done internally. One was quite challenged, but very successful. And secondly, on a sadder note, we had the ice is officially removed as of 3:30 this afternoon. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you for that. So we'll stick with the positive side. The 2 digs. Oh, it was sad. I'm sure the staff was probably a bit heartbroken to take that ice out, because it was beautifully done this year. It was really, really nice. Like, not that it's not done that nicely in other years, but the wording and the thanking of the essential workers on the ice, it was really, really well done.
Yes, the mood was not very good at taking it out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll open up the floor for council to ask Dwayne if any questions for Dwayne and his report. Okay, I don't see any. You're off the hook tonight. Okay, we'll carry on to the Economic Development Officer's report. Stacy, did you have anything you wanted to add to your report before I open up the floor to questions?
No, I don't have anything to add. Just one correction. Again, the broadband meeting is tomorrow. I have on my report that it was today.
Oh, okay. Any questions for the EDO from council? Okay, I just have one, Stacy. It's just a clarification. Is just the first action item. I'm just not understanding May 2022. It just says investigate municipal service corp. Was that last May we were talking about, or?
No. So
or is that the end date?
It's the end date.
Okay, the end date. Okay.
That's the end date for the strategic plan and for the FedNor.
Okay,
So
okay.
Those are just the end dates.
That's the only question I have. So any further questions on the EDO's report? Okay, seeing none, I'll put the resolution to a vote. Those in favor of accepting the report? And that's carried. Okay, so we have one motion coming out of the reports, and that's for the insurance premium. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter and John. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Peroff. Be it resolved that the council, the corporation, the township of Hornepayne does hereby agree to purchase a municipal insurance policy for coverage for the 2021 from AON Reed Stenhouse Incorporated for an annual premium of $113,334.28, including HST. Be it further resolved that the CAO clerk is hereby authorized to sign the acceptance of municipal insurance proposal. And I put it to a vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, we're moving on now to correspondence action items. 11.1, Minister of Transport correspondence letter. Sorry, I've got to open up my other pad. Is there any comment from council on 11.1 while I get my other agenda open?
Mayor Fort, can I just say something?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I just got it open.
Okay. Ministry of Transportation is one of the delegations we got. As a matter of fact, we got all 5 delegation requests that we asked for. So I should have added that to my report. But so Ministry of Transportation, Infrastructure, Energy, Northern Development and Mines, Municipal Affairs and Housing, and slipping my mind right at the moment. Just a sec.
Did you say finance? We finally got finance.
Finance. Finally got finance, yeah. So anyways, if there's anything that you do have taken out of that transportation plan, we are meeting with Minister Caroline Mulroney, not Brian Mulroney. So if you have anything that you'd like me to, I haven't done that one up yet. So if there's anything you'd like me to address in there, just kind of keep that in mind. Thanks.
Okay, did you want to, you want that direction right now, Gail, for that plan? Is that what you're asking? Sorry.
Well, I mean, I have things to put in the delegation, but if anyone has picked up on anything specifically in the plan that they'd like me to add, I'll be doing that up tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. Councillor Belinda, Councillor Kitzmaker, your mic's off. Did you want to speak?
No, I just thought we were running out of time. This might have been something to put out to the community member to see, to the community, see if they have any input. But I think we ran out of time there.
Well, the actually it's up on the registry till March the 10th, I believe, for public comment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just the draft. It's the draft that they've created.
Yeah. But if we were to just announce that they're looking for input, maybe some of our community members can put in their 2 cents in there.
Sure, I can do that.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, Councillor Kitzmaker. I don't have any comments to add to our delegation right now. I'm not sure if the rest of council does. No? Okay, so you can, does council want to put in comment together as a group, and we can do that at our next meeting? Yes? Okay, so our next meeting, bring back your action items so that we can put them all together, and then we can have them submitted as one group. And then Gail will put this on the website or the Facebook page so people know that they can submit.
Yes.
Is there any further comment on 11.1 from council? Okay, moving on. 11.2 is the Rural Economic Development Program. And we do have a motion for this. If I can get a mover and a seconder, and then we can open up the floor for discussion. John and Peter. Okay, moved by John Paroff, second by Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby authorize the CAO clerk to submit an application for funding to the Rural Economic Development RED program under the Economic Diversification and Competitiveness stream in order to work to begin on the Rural Revitalization Project per attached preliminary project plan as prepared by Rural Development Network. Be it further resolved that council authorizes a municipal contribution of up to $75,000 to this grant, which stream provides up to 50% to share in shared cost funding for projects that remove barriers to business and job growth, attract investment, attract or retain a skilled workforce, strengthen sector and regional partnerships, and diversify regional economies. Application deadline is Monday, February 1st, 2021. Discussion on the motion. And I want to comment that I was invited, as council knows, to speak at the IESO forum today, and Deanne, Bernard, and Scott attended the forum and were there present when we did our presentation. So I think it's going to be a really good partnership and hopefully open up many doors for our community in areas maybe we hadn't even planned or looked at. So is there any other further comment or discussion on the motion?
No.
None from John, nothing? Okay, I'll put it to the vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. Give me 1 second, council. I have to change my pen. Okay, moving on. The best of luck with that application, Gail, and working with Scott. 11.3. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Belinda. I didn't see a second hand. Oh, Peter. Moved by Belinda Kistemaker, second by Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby authorize Gail Jeremy, CAO Clerk, to submit an application for funding to Service Canada's 2021 Canada Summer Jobs Program to hire 6 employees. Application deadline is Friday, January 29th, 2021. Any discussion on the motion? I don't see any, so we'll put it to the vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay. And we're on 11.4, Summer Experience Program. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter. And Belinda. Oh. If you heard me say, oh, I crossed Belinda's L. So I've made a mess of this resolution. Okay. So our second one is moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby authorize Gail Jeremy, CAO Clerk, to submit an application for funding for 1 student to the 2021 Summer Experience Program, SEP. Be it further resolved that the summer experience students will be dedicated to the Centre of Ontario project and or the Cultural Tourism Branding Project. Application deadline is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. Council, do you have any comments on the motion? Gail, did you want to speak to this one at all?
Actually, Stacy might be the best one to speak to that, if you don't mind, Stacy.
Oh, you're on mute.
So can you just repeat what you were asking, Cheryl?
Oh, just, I know that Gail and I had a conversation about this application, and I thought maybe just to highlight that we're likely to fit the criteria, that this is kind of what they're looking for more in the application process. Would that be correct?
Yeah. So
Okay.
11.4, is that what you're discussing?
Yes, 11.4 for the summer experience program for the student for the Centre of Ontario project or the cultural tourism branding project.
Yes, we really, the objectives and the priorities of the ministries this year, we really fit, and it fits along with our branding and our marketing and tourist product development. So we're a really good fit. So we're a good candidate for this grant.
Great. Hopefully we'll be successful. Okay, put it to a vote. Thank you, Stacy. Those in favor? And that is carried. And we're on 11.5, and this is requesting support. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Belinda and John. Moved by Belinda Kistmaker, second by John Peroff. Whereas the Township of Hornepayne has received correspondence from the Township of Matchewan, I'm not saying it properly, I apologize, requesting support for their resolution number 2020-257 with regard to the short turnaround time for grant applications. And where there have recently been numerous announcements of available granting programs, and whereas, although we are very appreciative of the opportunity to apply for these grants, the turnaround times are very short and restrictive for small municipalities with few employees. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation, the Township of Hornepayne, does hereby support the Township of Matchewan's request for the government to consider lengthening the time frame permitted for submitting grant applications to the various granting programs. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the Honorable Steve Clark, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, acknowledging our appreciation of the opportunity to apply for grants, but requesting that the application deadlines on any future granting programs be lengthened in order to provide sufficient time to complete carefully planned, well-organized, and significant. I am not saying that properly. Gail, could you help me with that, please?
Succinct.
Oh, significant?
Succinct. Can you hear me, Cheryl?
Yeah, barely. It's okay. Submissions. Be it finally resolved that a copy of this resolution also be sent to the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, AMO, and the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, FNOM, for their support. And I do apologize for that. I have been reading and talking most of the day. Exhaustion setting in, I think. That'll be my excuse. Anyway, Council, I put it, any discussion on the motion? No? Okay, and I'll put it to a vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. And we're moving on to 11.6. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. John and Peter. Moved by John Peroff, second by Peter Kistemaker. Whereas the Township of Hornepayne has received correspondence from the municipality of Southwest Middlesex, requesting support for their resolution number 2020-257 274 requesting that the province of Ontario work with the Federal Minister of Transport to address concerns regarding municipal drainage matters and the need for coordination with our national railways. And whereas municipalities are facilitators of the provincial process under the Drainage Act, providing landowners to enter into agreements to construct or improve drains, and for the democratic procedure for the construction, improvement, and maintenance of all drainage work. Whereas municipal drain infrastructure and rail track infrastructure intersect in many areas in Ontario, and whereas coordination with national railways is required for the construction or improvements of drains that benefit or intersect with national railways, and whereas national railways have historically participated in construction, improvement, and maintenance of drainage works, and whereas currently many municipalities are experiencing a lack of coordination with national railways on drainage projects, and whereas the lack of coordination is resulting in projects being significantly delayed or canceled, and whereas municipal drains remove excess water to support public and private infrastructure and agricultural operations. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby support the municipality of Southwest Middlesex request and agrees to forward a copy of this resolution to the Provincial Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, the Provincial Ministers of Municipal Affairs and Housing, the Honourable Mark Garneau, Federal Minister of Transport, Carol Hughes, MPP, Algoma, Kapuskasing, Manitoulin, Michael Mantha, MPP, Algoma, Manitoulin, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, FCM, and the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, AMO. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing any. The only, I just know this because I had looked it up for our VIA, and he just changed, the Federal Minister of Transport has changed. And I didn't realize that until just as I was reading it now. So if we, it's Omar Algraba instead of Mark.
Okay, we'll fix that up. Thank you.
Okay. I wish I would have noticed it earlier, Gail. I would have mentioned it. Okay, any other discussion on the motion, and are you okay with that update of the correct minister's name? We're good? Okay, and are we okay with the wording of this motion? We deal quite frequently. They're one of our industry stakeholders for our community. I think it's well worded. Yeah? Okay, I'll put it to the vote then. Those that are in favor? Okay, and that's carried. Okay, so moving on to 11.7, which is a request for support. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter and John. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Paroff. Whereas the cost of insurance in the province of Ontario continues to rise, with especially large increases going into 2021. Whereas joint and severe liability continues to ask property taxpayers to carry the lion's share of a damage award when a municipality is found at minimum fault. And whereas the increases are unstable, unfair, and deplete critical municipal resources. And whereas Council has been provided with some background documents and has also received correspondence from the municipality of Charlton and DAC requesting support to call on the provincial government to investigate the potential for unethical practices and to immediately review the following recommendations put forth by the Association of Municipalities of Ontario for the provincial government too. 1, adopt a model of full proportionate liability to replace joint and several liability. 2, implement enhancements to the existing limitations period, including the continued applicability of the existing 10-day rule on slip and fall cases given recent judicial interpretations and whether a 1-year limitation period may be beneficial. 3, implement a cap for economic loss rewards. 4, increase the catastrophic impairment default benefit limit to $2 million and increase the third-party liability coverage to $2 million in government-regulated automobile insurance plans. 5, assess and implement additional measures which would support lower premiums or alternatives to the provision of insurance services by other entities such as nonprofit insurance reciprocals. 6, compel the insurance industry to supply all necessary financial evidence, including premiums, claims, and deductible limit changes which support its and the municipal arguments as to the fiscal impact of joint and several liability. And 7, establish a provincial and municipal working group to consider the above and put forward recommendations to the Attorney General. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby support the Municipality of Charlton and Dac's request to call on the Province of Ontario to immediately review these recommendations and to investigate the unethical practice of preferred vendors who are paid substantial amounts over industry standards despite COVID-19 delays, as insurance premiums will soon be out of reach for many communities. Be it further resolved that this resolution be forwarded to the Honourable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honourable Peter Beth Lefali, Minister of Finance, the Honourable Doug Downey, the Attorney General of Ontario, and the Honourable Michael Mantha, MPP for Algoma Manitoulin. Any discussion on the motion? I'm wondering, Gail, if we add that we'll send this to if we use this as the motion that we send to Neoma and
Mayor's group?
the mayor's group.
Sure.
Okay, so I could add those 2 groups to the bottom.
Absolutely.
Okay. Or sorry, I should, Council, you're good with that, to add those 2 groups to the bottom of this resolution? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I've added Northeast Superior Mayors Group and Northeast Ontario Municipal Association to the bottom of the resolution. Okay, no further discussion. And we'll put that to the vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, moving on, 11.8, Ontario Clean Water Agency. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. John and Peter. Moved by John Paroff, second by Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby acknowledge receipt of the Ontario Clean Water Agency Aqua Quarterly Report Q3, July to September 2020 for the Hornepayne Water Treatment and Distribution System, wastewater treatment and collection system. Any comments on the motion? I open up to Council. Okay, there being none, I put it to vote to accept the report. And they're all in favor. And we have 11.9, Ontario Clean Water Agency. If I can have a mover and a seconder, please. Peter and Belinda. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation, the Township of Hornepayne, does hereby accept the proposal from Ontario Clean Water Agency, Aqua, to provide turnkey project management services, including hiring of sub-consultants, professionals, and engineering fees to develop a municipal energy plan for the Township of Hornepayne in the amount of $44,975 plus HST, 50% of which is being funded by the Ministry of Energy through the Municipal Energy Plan Program. Any discussion on the motion? Go ahead, Councillor Para.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, Aqua would need the township to issue $34,875 to complete this project. Was that budgeted for? That's in the budget, I'm assuming, right? That's already accounted for?
Oh, Gail?
Yeah,
Okay.
half, it is with our planning funds, John, and it would be 50% of that 44,000 because we've got a grant for the other half.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
And are we under budget for that amount for our planning dollars? Or I'm not sure what we had budgeted.
For the energy plan, you mean?
Yeah.
Specifically? I don't remember. I'd have to look back to those original documents that were done by Luc Duneau to see what his estimate was. I'm thinking we are, but I can check on that for you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm thinking we are. For some reason, I have it 40,000 in my mind. So
That's what I'm thinking too as well.
okay. Good question, John. Thank you. Any other further comments on from council? Okay, we'll put this to the vote then. Those that are in favor? And that's carried. Okay, 11.10. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter and John. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Paroff. Whereas the Township of Hornepayne has received correspondence from Robert LePage dated December 22nd, 2020, advising that he no longer wishes to purchase the property located at 36 Furman Avenue, as he no longer sees a benefit in doing so. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby rescind Resolution 2020-393, offer to purchase property, 36 Furman Avenue. Any discussion on that motion? Go ahead, Councillor Paroff. Yeah.
Not really a discussion. I just wanted to say I'm kind of disappointed in this thing, but what can you do, right?
Yep, true enough. Okay, we'll put that to a vote. Those in favor? And that's carried. And we are moving on to 11.11, and that's a resident's letter about VIA. So I received this letter through email. You can see it, and then forwarded it to Gail, and unfortunately it didn't meet. I don't think it met the timelines for our last meeting. Yeah, so we put it on discussion for action of how we can get support for our VIA to return and what we can do. I reached out to Carol Hughes today to find out about petitions, if we were running a petition. I can't remember which petition we learned. Was it the LCBO petition, Gail? I can't remember which one we had done.
I don't remember offhand which one it was either.
Okay, but there's a certain prescription of how you do a petition so that it gets read in the House, and I wanted to just reach out to Carol to see if we could do that from council, and it gave me an opportunity to talk to her about the matter as well. So she did get back to me. She's going to find out. She said in this time, an online petition needs 5,000 signatures to get brought to the house, whereas a in-person petition, it's only 25 signatures. So she's going to get us more information on that. So we don't necessarily have to decide tonight what we want our resolution and that sort of thing to say. And how council would feel to support this. I should say that I am supportive of having our via run through Hornepayne, of course, and ensuring that there's a plan to get it back online as soon as it's safe to do so in this pandemic time. So I open the floor to council of any suggestions of how we can help move this along from our end. Councillor Paroff, or go ahead. I had my head down.
Yeah, that's okay, thanks. I think getting the VIA, pushing them forward, I think affects not only us, but many, many different communities across the country. So the pandemic that's going on, we really got to look and see where that goes, right? We don't want to increase our risks of getting it, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like increasing exposure tests right now in our community. Yeah. I think, yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Gail.
You're cutting out for me. I'm not sure if you're cutting out for others.
Am I cutting out?
If it's just me, I'll turn off my camera.
Okay, it seems like it's just yourself, Gail.
Okay, I'll turn off my camera for a bit.
Okay, Gail, if it still happens, I could probably phone you on my cell and just leave my cell on while I'm talking.
Yeah, sure.
We could try that. I don't know if that'll work, but. Am I still cutting in and out when oh, you're gonna come back on screen, okay.
No,
I wasn't sure if I was
yeah, I can come back on if I'm not using my audio.
Okay.
It was just that one time so far.
Okay, I'm calling you now there, and I just put my phone on speaker.
Okay, good.
I think that's going to be worse.
Do you think so? I think she's hearing us okay. Are you hearing everything, Gail?
I can hear, yes, thanks.
Okay, I'll just mute the phone when she unmutes herself. I'll try and remember. Okay, so continue on with the discussion. I do agree, John, with you that we need to proceed delicately with the matter, but at the same time, try and have a voice that there's a good plan put in place to have safety for our community and that we want the VIA back, and maybe just push a plan forward. I'm not sure if council's conducive to that. Go ahead, Linda, Councillor Kistemaker.
Maybe once everything is kind of settled and we're back on track, whatever, that we document and maybe put out an article on how the pandemic has affected how it affected a lot of our services and what we really missed, that kind of thing, in order to just get the information out that it did affect our community. Just to be proactive, and it's documented.
Okay. I'm wondering if that would be within, we'll probably end up doing some sort of annual report for the COVID, especially the community control group. I'm wondering if we can include other things in that and ask the town for their input, maybe, I don't know.
especially when it talks about the seniors getting to their appointments and stuff, like,
I'm not really sure. I don't really think it would fit if it's for the emergency group. I mean, if there was just a meeting on the, on COVID, or not a meeting, a report on COVID, that would be different. But I don't think it would fit into an emergency group report.
Okay, okay. So I'm wondering, so can you clarify then, Belinda, what exactly, I went someplace else. Can you clarify what you think would be a good thing? Because you had said about creating an article.
some kind
how
of
it affected us?
article or letter or whatever to some kind of minister or whatever, just on the things that we had to deal with, or what our community noticed that we had issues with, like not having the VA service, that kind of thing, how to get to appointments, and that are very important because we are a remote community, something like that.
Oh, definitely. We could definitely do that, like a letter to the minister and CC it to our provincial counterparts. I think if we want it, if we want something read in the House, that we would have to go for the petition route, but we can find out by our next meeting if we have to do that. If we want the letter actually read in the House of Commons. Would we want the letter read at that level? Go ahead, Gail.
I don't know if this is going to cause feedback for you, but I'm just thinking that it might be better first to write a letter to VIA, and I'm saying that because of our experience with CLA.
Mm.
And
Okay,
then because
so
maybe
first,
they're planning on bringing it back already.
okay, so our first correspondence would be to write a letter to VIA. Are we good with that, Council? I'm in agreement with Gail because we ran into this a bit. Go ahead, Melissa.
Sorry, I was just thinking to myself that maybe the first point of contact would be go back to Angela and ask her if she still feels this way, since the letter was written on May 24th November 24th, and we've since went into lockdown. So maybe she in fact doesn't even feel this way anymore. Just a thought.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. We can reach out to her. Okay, in that case, go ahead, Councillor Para.
Well, I'm just thinking on that point, like two lockdowns basically straight in a row. I think we should be cautious and wait and see where this all takes us before we jump into any writing letter campaign. Wait till the lockdown's over and it's kind of under control and things are moving a little better. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you for that, John. Go ahead, Gail.
Just wanted to let you know I can't hear you on the phone anymore for some reason, so I'm just going to connect and I'll stay with the computer. Okay.
I had to lower the volume. I was getting feedback.
Huh.
There's too much technology going on here tonight. I'm sorry. Oh. Okay. My only concern with waiting until the end is that we might not have input into protecting our community. I'm wondering if I go with what Gail had suggested, just writing a letter, maybe just an inquiry letter of what VIA's plans are for, I'm sure they're planning how they're going to open back up the Canadians. So maybe just a letter of inquiry on that way. And then we don't add any push or anything, and continue to look into the other items if we need them in the future. But don't put any of that in the letter, just get an inquiry of their plans.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then that way I agree with you, John. I don't want to start a letter campaign and we don't even know what's going to happen in the next 2 months. Belinda or Pete, do you have anything further to say? Okay, so we'll draft the letter and we'll reach out to Angie and ensure this is still where she'd like to see us as well. And I think it's important that we support our community members, and I know it's rough, and I have a call coming up with Ontario Northland in February for an update on that situation too. So okay, so that's we can move on then. We'll get a letter drafted to VIA and find out about their plan. Okay. And moving on to 11.12. And it was unfortunate that Hornepayne Minor Hockey had to make such a tough decision. Is there any discussion from council on that? No, everyone's just blah. It's like sad. Okay, moving on to 11.13. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter. And John. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Peroff. Whereas accurate and complete census data supports programs and services that benefit our community, therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby support the 2021 census and encourages all residents to complete their census questionnaires online at www.census.gc.ca. Any discussion on the motion? Those in favor? Oh, John, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just they want to hire approximately 32,000 people. That's available to people here in Hornepayne. And what do we have to do to get the message out? Like, is there something on our behalf that we can do?
Yeah, we definitely could put it on our website, job postings. I know I shared it on my Cheryl T. Fort Facebook page already, so.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So we'll share that job posting, Gail? Yes? Okay.
Yes, yep.
Right on. Okay, we'll put it to a vote if there's no further questions or comments from council. There being none, those in favor? And that's carried. Okay, now we're on to 11.14. I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter and John. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Peroff. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby agree to the request submitted by Jennifer and Lawrence Agich pertaining to the property located at 49 3rd Avenue as itemized below. 1, a reduction of 1 water bill, therefore invoice for 3 out of 4 apartments. 2, no increase to taxes for the first 5 years. Be it further resolved that the granting of concessions is conditional upon finalization of the private sale and transfer of ownership of the property. Be it finally resolved that the CAO clerk is hereby authorized to sign the agreement for concessions on behalf of the municipality. And I open the floor up for discussion on the motion. Gail, did you want to speak to your report before? Oh, sorry, John, I didn't see your hand there. Go ahead, Councillor Peroff, and you're on mute.
Thank you.
No
I
problem.
just want to say that I'm not really in favor of this and giving people breaks on their taxes and stuff like that for starting a business here in town. Or buying a business, I should say, that's already in operation. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, John. Councillor Kistemaker, Belinda?
I'm sure we're not able to do that anyway, especially if we don't have our community improvement plan even accomplished. Until that happens, I don't even think we can even look at things like this. And then I hope that we solve all these problems when we do have our CIP done. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. Gail, did you want to speak to this or to your report?
No, I think I laid everything out clearly, unless there's any questions.
Yeah, are there any questions for Gail? No, okay. Yeah, as far as my understanding is we can't do it. And we have to wait till we have a community improvement plan in place. And I wish them all the best in their ventures. Okay, so I'm going to put it to a vote. Those that are in favor of the motion. Those that are not in favor of the motion.
Not in favor.
And that was everyone not in favor. So that is defeated unanimously. And we're moving on to 12, correspondence information only. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. John and Peter. Okay, that's moved by John Paroff, second by Peter Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby acknowledge receipt of the correspondence information only package attached to the agenda at the regular meeting of Council held on Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. Any discussion on any of the information only items? Councillor Paroff, go ahead.
I just want to say that I unfortunately and disappointingly missed the IESO meeting this morning. I think it was this morning, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, it was today. It's all recorded though.
Pardon me?
It's all going to be recorded, and I can send you the link where it is, John. It was really informative and worth watching.
Thank you. I disappointed I missed it, but I totally missed it and forgot it. So thank you.
Go ahead. No problem at all. Go ahead, Gail.
I was pleasantly surprised to see this nomination from you, Mayor Fort, for the Modern Governance 100 Community Boards nomination for Shannon's work with the iCompass program. I totally agree with you. She has been instrumental in getting that program up and running, as well as all the live streaming, the YouTube channel. Just, we couldn't have done it without her. So Shannon, thank you very much. You're well deserving, and I know it's you and the team, but really you were the one that led the way. So thank you for nominating the team, Mayor Fort, and thanks Shannon for all your hard work.
Yeah, no problem at all. We're coming to, I don't want to take the fanfare away from the SDR, but I have to say that was the first report I read of the package this week, and I didn't want to read anything else because I was like just happy.
Good.
Yeah. So, okay, if there's no other further comments, and from council? No? Okay, then we'll carry on. We'll put that to the vote to accept the package of information only. Those in favor? Okay, and that's carried. Okay, moving on, donations, 13, there's none. 14, conference, seminars, training, none. 15, committee reports, none. 16, news and other business, so we're at 16.1, and that's the community control group, COVID-19. I'll let you go ahead, Gail.
Okay, just gonna find my notes. Okay, so as we all know, the cases are increasing. Well, actually, I think they're starting to decrease across the province, but in the last little bit, the cases of COVID increased in our region, that being Algoma, Porcupine, and Thunder Bay. So I just grabbed the latest stats this evening. Porcupine Health Unit, the last I checked, was 189 confirmed cases with 24 active and 9 deaths. And 37 of those have been reported. 37 of the cases have been reported since December 22nd. Algoma region has 143 with 24 active and 1 death. And Thunder Bay, 755 confirmed cases, 73 active and 26 deaths. So, and now that we've got the most recent ones have come from the long-term care and CAP and some from Constance Lake. So it is out there, it's close. I wish everybody well, but we have to stay vigilant and make sure we continue with the protocols. The community's been doing well, but now is not the time to let our guard down. So our community control group meetings are continuing weekly. Main messages are stay home. Dr. Catton advised, we were on a separate meeting with her the other day, and she advised that we're at a critical point in the pandemic, and in general across the province, it's private household gatherings that are pushing the numbers up. So the message is stay home, stay within your household, and refrain from interacting with anyone that's not in your household. Go out for exercise and essential activities only. So medical appointments, groceries, work, school, that type of thing, exercise. No non-essential travel. Wear a mask, even if you're outside, if you're less than 2 meters apart. Sanitize and practice physical distancing. And the health unit is working on a plan for vaccine rollout in our area. And they had to submit their plan to the province today for review and approval. So we should be hearing something in the next few weeks, I would think. Another thing that Dr. Catton brought up was it's recommended now that masks be used rather than face coverings and scarves and such. There's more protection provided by the masks. And they're also encouraging the use of 3-ply masks as opposed to 2-ply. Another thing that I've heard and read is that plexiglass is no longer considered a reason to eliminate masks, especially if there's less than 2 meters in between. So, you know, make it a practice if you're a worker or you know somebody who's a worker, ask them to make a practice of keeping their mask on because plexiglass is not going to protect you alone. Last thing I wanted to mention was Dr. Catton said the other day, if the restriction was to be lifted, the lockdown restriction was to be lifted, we would now be in orange, which is restrict, whereas yellow is protect. And I was on a ministry call yesterday, Ministry of Health call, and they said that nobody would be in the green area right now if we were not in lockdown. So just a reminder to keep vigilant, encourage those around you to keep vigilant, and keep our community safe. Thanks.
Is there any questions for Gail about the community control group or the emergency response, or any suggestions that council has for how we can get this message out differently? No. Okay, I just want to say that I did reach out to the mayor of Greenstone today. I did reach out to the chief of Collinson's Lake. I wasn't able to speak to Chief Rick Allen. I did leave a message and I have been watching his live updates. And I did speak at length with the Mayor of Greenstone, and just it's just really challenging times across the board, and they're having difficulty with their community because, as you know, Greenstone is a large geographical community, and I know in our community we're struggling. People are concerned about people coming in and out of our community and that sort of thing, and that is happening across the board in communities. So it's just demanding all the way around. So, and I look forward to our meeting tomorrow. Okay, if there's no further questions on emergency response, we can continue. And 16.2, Gail, did you want to speak to this or to your report beforehand?
No, I don't think so. It's just basically housekeeping. Things have changed a little bit since we passed that first resolution. So we're just tidying up for compliance purposes for just the paperwork.
Okay, can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Peter and John. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Paroff. Be it resolved that pursuant to the requirements of the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act, the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby appoint the following to the Municipal Emergency Control Group, MECG, formerly known as the Community Control Group, CCG. Community Emergency Management Coordinator, CEMC, CAO Clerk, Mayor, Fire Chief, Public Works Manager. Be it resolved that resolution number 13323 attached be hereby rescinded. Those in favor? And that's carried. And moving on to 16.3. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Belinda. John. Moved by Belinda Kistemaker, second by John Paroff. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby accept the following reports: annual report on strategic plan and biannual report on the comprehensive service delivery review as prepared by the CAO clerk. And any discussion on the motion? I have to find my copy here. First of all, I have a sticky note. I don't see anything from council right now, and it actually says, wow, what do I say? First of all, I think that the administrative team and all of the employees of the township, it's just amazing at how much focus, and I want to take my glasses off so people can see my eyes, that of how coordinated things are getting and how much progress is being done, even amidst the pandemic. I can't say it enough. This was the first, like I had said earlier, this is the first report I had read for the package and this week, and I was just amazed by how much work was completed, and really well done report, Gail. Thank you for that, and congratulations to all of your team and staff. I really want to
I just wanted to thank the staff as well. Everybody's done a fantastic job, and it was one heck of a year, as we all know. And if we can handle that, we can handle anything. So thanks very much. And thanks again to council for your support and for providing the guidance and direction that comes from the plans that have been put into place, because that's, although it's a lot of work, it's you're not spinning your wheels and working just as hard and accomplishing less. So Thank you to all.
Thank you, Gail. Those were actually the words I was going to use, exactly what you just said, spinning your wheels, because I remember it was a meeting back in March of 2019 that Councillor Paroff was talking about that, about let's get stuff done, let's not spin our wheels and not get things done. And that's what the comment that had come to my mind from way back then. So I just want to highlight for the community, the report is available on the agenda package, and each of the senior management team has put in their highlights in the report of the different areas. And there's really not duplication in there. There's parts, that was what just got me, is just like how much the magnitude of work that's being done to set up Hornepayne to be successful. And it just goes right along with the planning to succeed. So thank you. Any further comments from council? Okay. And I'll put the motion to a vote. Those in favor? And that's carried. Okay, 16.4 is the North Superior Regional Broadband Network. And we wanted to discuss this further. We had our meeting on January the 11th, and there was further documents distributed, council, and there is a meeting tomorrow. I'm not sure if members are able to attend the meeting tomorrow. I definitely, go ahead, Councillor Paroff.
I do plan on attending it. I didn't register. I don't know if you have to. I do have the link. I do plan on attending tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, right on. I was wondering if maybe Stacy knows, or Gail, is the meeting going to be recorded?
I don't think they normally record them. I mean, we could ask Melanie, but I've never noticed that before.
Okay, okay. It's just I'm double booked for 45 minutes in there, and I'd like to be able to watch it.
I can check it out.
Okay, well, I should be there at the beginning. I can ask too. Okay, was there anything further that council wanted to, about this? We have Councillor Paroff that will attend the meeting. If there's any questions that you have further, is there any further items that we're thinking that we need before we make a decision on the project? I'm sorry, I had my head away. I'm not seeing any. Okay. Is council in favor of the way the resolution's written currently? We don't need any updates to that when the time comes?
Resolution.
It's the last link of the documents that are given to you in the package, I believe.
Is it the resolution 0111?
No, I don't think it's not an actual resolution yet. It's a draft resolution.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm fine with it. I see it there now. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm seeing the number you quoted. Don't worry, you scared me as much as I was like, oh, I missed something. Yeah, no, if you click to the bottom link, like the bottom one, it'll bring up that the staff has created our resolution. Did everybody get time to go over the report? Do you want time to do that now? Oh, go ahead, Belinda, sorry.
I just want to
Councillor
say
Kistemaker.
that the meeting that we had after our other meeting that happened on Monday, I was glad we had that meeting. I had some big concerns on how they were, if they had looked at everything, because there was a lot of problems I know about in the past, and I was wondering if they were going to be, if they had been looked at or whatever. But our discussion that we had with them on Monday kind of resolved a lot of that. And but I was wondering if all council members were really getting what the presentation was all about, and how important it is that we are, that it is that we are involved in this thing, because it has been going on for quite some time now, and now we're at the final. I wasn't too sure if we were all on the same page.
Okay, good question. So council, I know I am. I am a strong supporter of broadband and the fiber. I'm not sure. John shaking his head yes. Okay. Do you want to speak, John? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great opportunity for the community itself. Like, we need high-speed internet for everyone here. The proposed rates are very reasonable. I think we'll do well. I do have some questions that I could bring up tomorrow after the meeting, so I'd like to address that, but so far I'm pretty happy with it.
Okay, great. And the staff has been available. All of the team for the broadband project has said, like, we can reach out and talk to them. I just want to clarify for our town residents, the meeting that Belinda, Councillor Kistemaker, is referring to is we had a meeting. Councillor Kistemaker had some questions that she wanted answered. I had a couple of questions, so we met along with Gail and their team and just resolved the questions we had on Monday. So it wasn't a meeting of council, just so people know. Any other further comments from council? Are we good with, to give direction to have the resolution written up as stated in the correspondence package? Or sorry, not the correspondence, in the package, in our agenda package? Yes?
Are we looking to sign this and agree to it tonight, or do we have some time, I believe, eh?
Yeah, we have time. We're still going to continue. What we're looking at is February 17th, our meeting of February 17th, to pass the resolution that, the draft resolution that staff has put together. And of course, if there's something that comes up in that course of the time, we could switch up the resolution to fit best our priorities if something changes or there's new information or that sort of thing before the 17th. But if in the totality of this draft resolution, I guess that's more that we're looking at supporting the project right now, and we'll look at passing a resolution on the 17th of February. Is that further direction? Gail, do I have that all correct? Yes? Okay.
Yes, you do, because they are looking to start incorporating at the end of February and do their legal work.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Councillor Para.
Well, I'm just thinking if, just for a heads up, if the community has any further questions or comments regarding this, this is the absolute last time they can talk to one of us or whatever, get any more information. This is a long-term commitment for us, right?
Yeah, this is a long-term commitment. Yeah.
Well, we want to do this right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll actually pose that question to Gail for direction if there's any further input. I'm not sure at this point what would be the best
I'll have to talk to Melanie. I'm sure people could email Melanie if they wanted, but or Stacy, maybe you know, but I'm not aware of a formal avenue at this point in time. I mean, it's at the very, very last stages.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
No, that's fine. Thanks.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, we'll move on then, council. Okay, and hopefully it's a good meeting tomorrow. Okay, we're at 16.5. Council committee updates. I'll go with Councillor Kistemaker. Peter?
Hey, Madam Mayor,
I can hear you, yeah?
there have been no meetings and it's been pretty quiet, so I have nothing to report.
Okay, short and sweet, like that. Thank you. Councillor John Paroff?
Likewise, it's been pretty quiet. We've had a LCC meeting, but I unfortunately was not able to attend that one. But it did go well, I hear, and that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Paroff. Councillor Kistemaker, Belinda?
No, I did start the EDO conference this morning, so day one.
Okay, great, and that's going good?
Yeah, I'm finding it interesting.
Right on, good, good, good. Yes, and we're preparing for, just for the sake of our residents, we are preparing for Roma next week. Myself, Councillor Kistemaker, or Belinda Kistemaker, and CAO Clerk Gail Jeremy will be attending, and we have, like Gail had said, 5 delegations, and we have a meeting set to go through our delegation packages and put the best foot forward for our community. And as John mentioned earlier, and I think myself, there was an IESO forum. It was the Northwest Regional Network forum this afternoon, and then it was the province-wide forum this morning and IESO is the Independent Electricity Service Operator. I think I got that right. I always use the acronym. Basically, that's the organization that runs the grid, so all the power that's provided, and it was really informative, and I look forward to continuing working with IESO. Coming up this week, like Gail had said, the CCG meetings are continuing, and I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. And the mayor's address is next Wednesday. I do encourage people to, if you would like to ask questions at the mayor's address, you will need to get a meeting link. You have to be part of the meeting. So it'll be like this forum. It will not be an official council meeting, but it will be a presentation. There will be a PowerPoint presentation slide. There will be a slide deck available, and that should be up on the site tomorrow for residents to look at. And that's all I have to report, I believe. So, is there anything else from council, or no, we're good? Okay. Does council have any questions for myself before we move on? Nope, okay. And now we're moving on. The resolutions we've passed as we've gone along, and then 18 is the bylaws, interim taxes. If I can get a mover and a seconder, please, for item 18.1. Peter and John. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by John Paroff. Be it resolved that bylaw number 1834, being a bylaw to levy certain interim taxes, rates, taxes, and charges for the year 2021, be hereby read a first and a second time and considered read a third time and finally passed. Is there any discussion on the bylaw? Go ahead, Councillor Paroff.
Sorry, no, no, I'm okay.
Okay, were you getting ready to vote?
Getting there.
It's okay. I feel so, I have to say that the virtual meetings, they have a lot of ups to them, but you do feel a bit disconnected. It's, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the day that we can all sit around a table again. So, okay, if there's no questions from council, I'll put this to the vote. Those in favor? And that is carried. And we have item 18.2. I need a mover and a seconder, please. Peter. And John. Okay, be it resolved that bylaw number 1835, being a bylaw to amend the agreement of purchase and sale between the corporation of the Township of Hornepayne and Hornepayne First Nation Incorporated, be hereby read a first and second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, I don't see any. Putting it to a vote, those in favor? And that's carried. And item 18.3, if I can get a mover and a seconder, please. John? I had my head down, I'm sorry. A seconder, please. Belinda? Moved by John Paroff, second by Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that bylaw number 1836, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 1822, the Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the Hornepayne Snowmobile Club Incorporated for land use permission, be hereby read a first and second time and considered read a third time and finally passed. Any discussion on the motion? No. Okay. Those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, 19, 20, there's none. And we're into 2021. I'm just going to take a round. Council, do we need a break before we go into closed, or do we just want to go into closed? We have 20 minutes here before 8 o'clock, so we'll just go straight into closed.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, if I can get a mover and a seconder, please. Peter and Belinda. Moved by Peter Kistemaker, second by Belinda Kistemaker. Be it resolved that the next portion of the meeting at 7:38 p.m. be closed to the public in order to discuss a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board, pursuant to section 239(2)(c) of the Municipal Act 2001. And those in favor? And that is carried. Okay, you have your meeting links, and we will